The man that sings tries it. The amazing Mr. Please himself.
Welcome back, Cracked fans. We are live here at the Phoenix Country Club, host site of the 2023 Phoenix Challenger, and I am joined by a first-round winner here in Phoenix. 3-set victory for him over Gael Monfils. Welcome on to our podcast, Sasha Shevchenko. Sasha, thank you for taking the time to join us here today. Let's just start with your first-round victory. How did it feel to get a win over someone in Monfils who I know you must have spent some time watching in your career?
First of all, I want to tell a story behind it, because for me, Gael is an idol. That first time I saw someone playing tennis at the professional level was Gael. When my mother took me to Roland Garros 2008, he played the semifinal against Federer, and it was my first experience watching him play. And yeah, since then I was supporting him all the time. And then when he changed to the coach I'm practicing with, he told me a lot of things, how to work and how to do stuff, and it really helped. And for me, emotionally, it was a special match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for you, I'm curious, because you were up a set and a break, obviously, and then we had, yesterday he starts to mount his comeback. He's able to force that third set. Then we get the rain delay. And I'm curious for you what the past 12 hours looked like as you tried to reset things heading into today. And then, if you'll allow me to say, I thought you did a great job staying focused, obviously unbroken on serve here today. What did the past 12 hours look like? How were you able to execute here coming out the gates?
I mean, it was a lot of easier for me because at the start of the third set, I managed to make a break, and it was easier to go to the bed and sleep,
Sure.
But if it was other way around, that would be really tough. But yeah, the only thing, I was relaxed, actually. I was not panicking or nursing. And I think it's just a lead because of the lead in the third set. And then when I came out, was a new balls, a little bit advantage on my serve immediately. And then, yeah, it went by game, and I just managed to keep my game well. And I think the third set was the best set in the match I played.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree watching the match from afar. And I'm curious, when you go about playing someone like Gael, who has the athleticism to track down that extra ball always, how do you maneuver that line between maintaining your aggression, but then not getting reckless as well and not being over-eager there? I'm curious how you found that balance.
That's the most tricky about playing Gael, that he is not, he always going to give you an extra ball, and you have to decide yourself if you're going to go for that ball or you're going to just play it in, and then he might just counter-attack you, and then the momentum changes. So this is the most tricky about playing him, that you need to find the balls that you really need to go for, and the ones that you just have to play back in, so I managed well in the third set, but yeah, he's just phenomenal, the way he's running, the way he broke twice his laces because he's too fast. Come on, this is unbelievable. And yes, he's getting to the balls that you cannot even imagine. You're just walking by to the towel, and then you see the guy, he's sliding in and putting the ball back.
Yeah, I can only imagine what that challenge is like. And again, a credit to you. I thought you were incredibly disciplined throughout your result. And, again, looking at the field here this week, it says it's a challenger event. We know it's an inaugural 175. Talk to me about the strength of this Phoenix field and your experience here in Phoenix through these first few days.
I mean, first of all, it feels like you're an ATP strong in an ATP 250 event. If you see Berrettini's first seeded, Schwartzman second seeded, third seeded, I don't know, Gasquet, fourth public. I mean, these guys at least won one ATP tournament in their life, and some of them were in final of Grand Slams, and they're playing this event. And yeah, it's just amazing how many of unbelievable players are playing here. And you always don't know, every time. Normally, maybe a normal challenger you win, and then you see, okay, this guy is gonna be maybe a little bit, easier, and then you say, and he's like, oh man, next one is Berrettini. Come on, he's played final of Wimbledon.
Yeah, exactly. It's only gonna get more fun from here, to your point. And again, talking about your game, 2 challenger titles, each of them coming in the past year. You're inside the top 125 of the rankings as well. 22 years old, let me just say, not too shabby. Good place to be. How do you feel about the state of your game here as we approach, third month of 2023?
I feel like that on hardcourt I improved a lot, and now it's showing up that I can play against such a great players on this level, especially the match against Hurkacz a couple of weeks ago. I lost 7-6 in the third, and I had really really like chances to win that match. And I just got a little bit confidence about that. Indian Wells was tough because the guy was playing really well, and it's just slowly improving every time I play more and more on hard court. And I managed to win my title on hard court in Tenerife. And it's just a progress that it should go game by game, and I feel like I will improve tournament by tournament.
Well, to that point, you talked about the improvements on hard courts. Yeah. You're someone who's played a lot of clay courts in your time, looking through the resume, looking through the results. How, what allowed you to think that now was the time to focus on hard courts, and what did that off season look like?
Because if you see the calendar of ATP, there's especially a lot of hard court tournaments, and if you say 2 Grand Slams is on hard court, a lot of Masters are on hard court. And it's just the way that if I'm looking at the bigger picture after, I have to play hard court as good as well, not only clay. I know it's safer. I feel myself safer on clay because if you get broken, you don't panic as well. On hard court, you get a little bit nervous because this might be the end if somebody's serving like, let's take Isna or someone.
Yeah, sure.
But it's just by playing you get confidence on hard court, then you get also like experience on that surface. It's a faster surface, so you have to be really, really focused in the head about playing it. So just playing by it, and if I get to top 100 play, there's gonna be a lot of hardcore tournaments, and I cannot escape it. So
it feels like it's gonna be when, not if, for you. Well, to that end, on your game, watching you play in particular this week, and all the times I've seen you play, and I think I was on the broadcast actually for that Racquets match, which is why I'm interested that you bring it up. I watch your backhand on a faster surface, and I actually think it doesn't have a problem. Like, I feel like you're able to get to that backhand pretty easily. It's when I watch the forehand, which I think is your weapon. Has that been the one adjusting the backswing, maybe getting it a little bit quicker? Has that been the most difficult thing in transitioning surfaces, or has it been pretty easy? Because to your point, you do have the challenger title.
No, it's about also when I don't like when the surface is too fast, because especially like you said, the swing, you have to control the swing a little bit, make it a little bit shorter, and then if you are not able to do that, and especially in the nervous moments in the match, you're still gonna go to the motion that you learned a lot, and then you're gonna be late or something like that. So it's very like how you say it, you should just be focused on that all the time, and then in one moment you lost the focus, and then you go to the swing and bam, you're late. So this is for me the toughest part on playing on the faster surface.
How's the movement?
Actually, the movement, I don't care on which surface. The movement is always like...
Even grass courts?
No. I actually never played a grass court event.
Interesting.
No,
so I think this is the year.
This is probably the year. Maybe I play Stuttgart or qualifying or like that. So it's going to be fun to try it out. But I can imagine how tough it is to move, because I see people making a lot of steps. So
that will be fun. Well, again, as we wrap up here, I'm curious, next step for your game. Obviously, you're in that, I always say it's a little bit of a vomit zone, right? Because should you go play ATP qualifying? Should you go play challenger events? I'm curious how you view these next 3 months from a schedule perspective, what you'll attempt to do.
So the plan is that I'm gonna go to Miami after that.
Okay.
I'm gonna play Miami, and then I'm gonna go straight back to Europe to play on clay. And then I'm just gonna play clay events, and then it's a San Remo Challenger, Barletta Challenger, and then there is a Split Challenger. So I'm looking to that ones. But you never know. It's very tough. You never know what to say. Last week you're 160, then you win a challenger, bam, you're like 120, and then you need to think what you're playing, ATPs or challenger events. And now, like you said, in this zone, I'm opening my app and player zone, and I was like, okay, should I play ATP? What if I lose in qualis? I will not get points. Okay, I should play challengers then. And then you're always switching your mind, like about what you have to play.
That's why you hire someone to make those choices for you. That's the next step moving forward. Well, my last question for you, right now, 2023, what would you say is your biggest strength on court? What would you say is the thing you're going to work on most as you try to bring your game to the next level?
I think the in the game sometimes I'm too ambitious, I'm rushing it forward.
That's a great way to put it. Let me just say.
I'm rushing it too much forward, sometimes I have to be calm, and sometimes I'm just going through the wall, just trying to win the point as fast as possible, with the shots. So I have to keep calm on that, and for sure I have to improve everything, Nobody is perfect, so I'm gonna work on every element of my game, and just gonna pray it's gonna work.
Yeah, no, I love to hear it. Well, I'll tell you this: there's nothing wrong with a little ambition.
Yeah.
And as a 22-year-old inside the top 125 in the rankings, whatever you've had so far, it's been working for you, my friend. So, Sasha Shevchenko, really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us.
Yeah.
I forgot to say it. Berrettini's next, right? Hypothetically.
No, he's not next.
He would be 2 away.
Husla, and then if I win against Husla, I play. If Berrettini wins, you never know. The level is so high. Maybe even Matteo can lose. You never know. Here, like Diego lost.
Mm-hmm. No, I was going to say, and it's not as though Hustler doesn't have a big serve as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a fun one. Well, good luck to you, Sasha. Really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you.